on Tuesday as we get to focus on so many other things that really have happened. It is actually 6 p.m., 10 minutes past 6 p.m. East African time. And actually, let me remove this cap this way as I give you the respect, especially for you, our follower and our viewer of this PILMEDIA group. My name is Isaac Lenard, and again, let us focus on what really brought us today here. In KISII, it is very much chilly. It is very much cold, and we are really experiencing a lot. But again, we can't give up and we can't really slow down. But we are going ahead and championing to reach to the higher standards as obvious. And again, we are doing a lot. And today, as our focus is back, we are focusing on Sakaja's story from yesterday and how it has really how things have escalated up to this moment. And we want to know what we need to know, especially what is affecting Nairobi as a county and several other counties. And especially I'll talk about devolution as well, as much as I'll be talking about Sakaja this evening. I hope that you had a lovely day and you've been really okay, and all have been really amazing to you. And it's really amazing to see you right here as you get to follow Isaac Lenard, and as you get to follow my analysis now and then. Thank you so much. For the new followers, please, you can subscribe to that subscription wherever, and again, you can click on the notification bell after subscribing. So click on the subscription, and again the subscription bell, so that you can be getting the content all day. Now, it has been a long time since I came here due to so many engagements, but again, we are back and we are going to talk about politics as usual. And politics is our stuff. It is affecting us psychologically, mentally. It is affecting us socially, and again, even spiritually, because this thing is always also spiritual when it comes to leadership. Now, pertaining what is really happening in our country, we want to say that what is happening in Nairobi, especially for how things really escalated as from yesterday to today, all about the story of Sakaja, the governor of Nairobi County. It is not something that is new. It's something that we have been seeing, and it's something that we expected to see as far as yesterday is all concerned. Now, let's start with number one. The thoughts of these people, rather the Right Honorable the late Raila Amolo Odinga, his thoughts and his mind was right, together with the people who really helped in the framework of the new constitution in our country. Their mind was okay, and that's why they really came out, and they had a plan of having counties in different places and having so many things, especially in our country. Now, the reason to why these counties came along is that they wanted to fasten the growth of counties, be it the 47 counties, without favoritism, but with those people, without those percentage or rather representations from the ward, from the MPs, from the governors. It was for the good mind. All they had is a good mind, and they were good thoughts out of a good heart. They wanted to see our counties to develop very fast, and for us to see growth in our country, especially from the capital cities. You've seen what is happening in Kisumu, which is now a capital city, is actually a city. You've seen what is happening in Nakuru, which is as well a city. And again, the capital city itself, we as well have Mombasa, which is actually another city. Now, the reason why these people had this thought is that they wanted things to run very fast, and again, to have some development. They created job gaps, which were actually seen after we've seen the new constitution that we are actually enjoying right away. So those spaces were filled with the name of the governor, the name of the senator, the name of the youth representative, the name of the MCAs, the name of the PAs of those offices, the name of secretaries. We have got so many in those offices. They were offices that really created jobs for so many people in every county, for there to be for us to have an accountability. Now, no, let us focus. But what you've really seen in our counties currently, whatever that we are facing currently, is a problem that we created for our own self. In that, yeah, the people who came out with the idea of having counties, they were okay. But the people who are actually elected in those positions, they are robbing every day. They are eating and squandering everything that actually these people who had good thoughts about the county had actually planned for, especially for the county, the people who are actually the citizens of the country. So when we are facing all this, it means when these people are eating and they are looting everything, the taxes are being paid and we are looting everything, then it means in every single day we are not growing, but again we are diminishing, and we are facing a lot of low what we call it low disorder. So let us focus on the current state, especially what is really happening with Nairobi County, because I'll continue telling you all about what is happening in KISII County, what is happening in Nyamira County, what is happening in Bomet County, Kericho County, and several counties, the northeastern counties. I'll get there, but now let us focus on Sakaja's issue. Now, Sakaja's issue is really something that you really need to understand. It was really calculated yesterday, and the police now they had to be serious all about now going for the guy, because actually these actually perfectly, these are my opinion and what I've seen, because the politics is a science and you need to understand the science for you to really analyze politics. Now, according to what I understand and what I've seen, that was calculated. The police were told, we have got a plan of, doing some demolishment of those vibandas in Gekomba, as much it is going to be done, and as much we have got the law, and the law is going to lapse within this kind of duration. But we want you to go for Sakaja, because with this, we can really calculate on how to do it, because people will be like, where is Sakaja? And they'll be forgetting something called like that court order, and again the lapse the time had again elapsed, and they wanted to change and to play along with the brains of the so many called Nairobians, so that they can really forget of what was to happen today, because actually, according to the court order and what was given, it was to actually end yesterday. So today it was all about demolishment. So they had to change that. That is the only tactic that they were to play about, so that we see Sakaja being chased, so that they can forget, Sakaja ameenda, we can sleep. Juu ni yeye mwenye hii Nairobi. Are you getting it? Ni yeye mwenye hii Nairobi. Sasa akiwa mwenye hii Nairobi na amefurushwa, sasa watu wa kuja kutufurusha watakuja aje huko? They don't really access us. So they did that. So when the police went there, you saw the headlines on the TV, and you saw how people were really excited. The government is doing now the right thing. The police are doing the right thing, but that thing was calculated. It was really calculated very well. And when it was calculated very well, you've seen what happened after the demolition were done. Now today, because they now again want you to forget what really happened in Nairobi, and now this guy brings himself to Senate. Of course, I'm not saying that whatever he did by not really, bro, no one is here. It has no problem. We are still working on it. People will come right there to follow what is really happening. So I'm saying, and again, it's kind of challenging, and my brain was focused on what I'm actually saying. I'm saying this. I'm saying that now, when they wanted they wanted people now to forget about what has really happened. And again, now it's when you've seen Sakaja get to the Senate, and he's really welcomed. He's really welcomed by Senator. How do we call him? The Kericho senator. They are so happy. They are so anxious. They're just happy, and when they're just happy, and that story ends there, so that you cannot really imagine, so that you can okay, let us say this way, that happened because people can really get to understand huyu Sakada kuingilia historia yetu. But again, let me tell you, all those things were planned, and they were planned with a reason. Okay, with the Senate doing that, it's okay. But the delay to them, there has been a delay, And now today, they had to play the same politics. And now the the chair, COG, came out today saying, you have to remove the arrest order which you had put on senators, on Governor Sakaja, so that it can be news, and so that we can see a flow of things, especially what is happening in Nairobi. But the truth is that that thing was really planned from A to Z, so that you can really understand, it's okay, this one is okay, it's okay. All those things were planned, and that's why you saw the demolition being done in Nairobi. Now, let's focus. Now, what do you understand with what is happening in our counties? When the audit is not done, and the COG, they are saying that the Council of Governors, the chair is saying, we are not coming there for audits. You people are going, you people are extortionists. We are not coming there. Some senators are demanding for money for them to continue with allowing us being there. So many silly stories. There's so many silly stories actually. But again, let me tell you, that is again another strategy. With the devolution, we know the strategy for you to be a governor. And so many governors, they think the same thing that they used to do, especially then when they were used to hunger so many youths and women and men. They're going to do the same thing for them to be re-elected. That is not going to happen. Trust me, you. I ran from KISII County, somewhere in my home, and there was a certain MCA who had really made his own choice not to do development for the people. And again, when he came back during that very time, he was now trying to tell, I'm going to do this. Some things went the way I never expected. I'm here again. Now he came back to that to the same ward, and he came giving people 1,000 each during the 2022 elections, before the elections. Now those campaigns were of 2022. Mazali tupenga ma 1,000 alikuwa anapanga ma 1,000. So akitupea hizo ma 1,000, sisi tuna assume atuone ka kitu. Kifika elections, my dear friend, it was different. It was very different. Until he was like, it's like it seems kama mambo imebadilika, because what this guy expected is to see us vote for him. I tell you, wakati wa elections tulipiga kura, tulipiga against him, kila mtu alipiga tu against him. Kila mtu alikuwa anapiga tu, anakataa huyu mzee, atumtaki kabisa in this government, atumtaki. We don't want anything to hear anything about him. Hey, si wakati wa elections tumepiga haya, si wakati wa matangazo ya hizo elections imefika. This guy alilia. for award has got something about in our ward. I can get okay, trying to have an estimation, we can be around 5,000 6,000 voters. So those voters, because our ward is one of the biggest wards, so we did the elections, and when we voted someone who was who was an opponent, you can't imagine that same MCA who was actually giving dishing out money 1,000 for each voter was was not even a run up. He was number 4 out of 6. So it means he comes. Hii mambo ni ngumu, hii mambo ni ngumu. So mi nakwambia hivi, saa hii COG vile tunawangalia, ikifikanga hii miaka, especially when we were just 1 year before the general elections, huwa wanapendanga kuplay hizo politics za ujinga, uongo, so that wasifanywe audit. Na ndio maana ukiangalia Senate wanarifanga sijui audit ya 2015, 2016, kitu kama hiyo haikuwa ifanywa, ilikuwa na shida. 2023 haikuwa ifanywa audit ya 2016, 2017 haikuwa ifanywa. So hiyo ukiangalia hiyo miaka ni ile almost to general elections. So let me tell you, they are playing the politics whereby wanaelewa wakienda audit, wakianza kuuliza hizo maswali zitakuwa kama kasumba kwao, kwa sababu wakati itafika wa elections watakuwa wanaulizwa, mbona pesa zetu zilikuliwa na ulikuwa kwa ofisi and you were there. So what they are doing right away, they don't want to go for the audit kwa sababu wanajua pesa wamepora. Most of them pesa wamepora. Hata na hizi vitu wanasema sema OTO au watu au the senators, they are really biased, they are doing this. Bias on what? Because they are very much objective on what they are actually asking of the governors. They are being objective in everything. So whatever they are asking is that they are asking to have transparency. Especially for audits, it needs a lot of transparency. So the transparency is what they don't want really to come out to explain and to tell what is happening. Imagine mtu amesomea kitu tofauti, and especially within counties. Mtu amesomea kitu tofauti na mtu amesoma I think okay, kusomea kitu tofauti na kufanya kitu tofauti si mbaya, but at least wache karibiane kutoshana, wache karibiane unaezana nayo. Lakini sasa mtu umesomea maneno ya spirituality alafu unako kwa mambo ya kuzima moto, utazima moto aje? Utazima moto aje? Ati umesoma mambo ya spirituality alafu unaenda pale, unaenda kwa accounting, unaenda kufanya accounting nini? Unaenda ku account for what? Wewe enda huko kwa kuangalia maybe anti corruption hiyo ya whatever, enda kwa committee meetings, wewe kuwa huko, no problem. Being a committee member, being an advisor, it has no problem when it comes to mtu amesoma mambo na Biblia. But again, unawekwa aje kwa fire force? Unawekwa aje? Na kuna vitu zenye hujui, mechanical sijui nini hauelewi, lakini umewekwa tu pale. That is another strategy zenye watu hawapendi. Tafutia mtu kazi where anaweza align nayo. Now, so those are some of the things that they don't want to be asked about and they're actually running away from. So be aware. If your governor is not going for these audits, is actually skipping those audits, giving reasons. I can give you an example of the recent from Nyamira County. You see what the governor did. So the governor is trying to play the antics. Mara amekaa mgonjwa during that process. You see, they're just actually coming. They're actually trying to show that they're interested to that the audit can be done. But again, I'm feeling unwell. I need to seek medical attention immediately. Hizo masympathy tunaangalianganga watu, mimi nayo spendagi, ni ukweli. Because you should understand hiyo mambo ya kuangalia sympathy, Na mbona wakati walikuwa wanaimpeach Gachagua wako angalianga sympathy wakati alikuwa mgonjwa. They didn't really get to understand kama kweli. Walisema maybe alikuwa na fake, you know. Mbona pia waangaliangi kama because, you know, it is not really in order. So governors are skipping this because they know 2027 they will need some money ili wa dish out ndio wakuwe re-elected. But let me tell you, and again let me ask, wewe umeshika kadi, uko kadi by the way. That is one of the things that you should really look at. Kama uko kadi, let us talk about this. Wewe ambayo uko kadi and you're here, let us talk about this. By the way, when it comes to 2027, that is come next year, the first Wednesday of August, you need to understand this. The person that you'll be electing doesn't deserve the position, but he will deserve it from your vote. Now, whoever who deserves that vote must be a valid candidate. Someone whom you've seen, who is visionary, whom you've seen he has done something before, and whom you've seen he has got the interest for the people of this country, that is Kenya. So if this person has no interest for the country, and again he has no vision, especially we already have a vision which was set by the late honorable actually he was the third president, that is President Mwai Kibaki. He had set a vision 2030 kufikia saa hii, because hiyo maneno wakati waliweka mambo ya devolution, they had a vision kwamba we need to have water, we need to have electricity, we need to have good education, we need to have good infrastructures and some good systems in the country whereby corruption is not a thing that will really be talked about. But now we are still talking about corruption, we are still talking about poor governance, we are still talking about people bribery and so forth. Because actually hii maneno ya devolution ingekuja imalize kila kitu na isafishe kila kitu, na hata pia ifanye mambo mengine ya kuwe rahisi kufanyika in our country. But what we are facing as a country, especially with what we are seeing today, ni kwamba people are covering up for one another, and again we are facing a challenge whereby people are just relaxed because they feel like, you know, they are just okay. We are not okay. We are not okay. We are not okay. The government that was actually elected into the position they are today, be it the governor, be it the MCAs, be it the MPs, be it whoever who is there, especially, by the way, I was out here na nilikuwa nauliza watu, wewe bana, unajua kazi ya women rep? Wase alikuwa ananiambia tujui bana, sisi tunajua tu hizo viti. Hivyo ni kumaanisha wakati watu hawajui hizo viti, ni kumaanisha hao kina mama wafanangi kazi. So kina mama bana, si mfanye kazi bana. Yani hata mjulikane kitu, yani mnajulikana tu ni jina. And again watu, by the way, women rep mfananga kazi gani kwenu? Si useme bana. That is the devolution that we actually elected into the government, and actually wanted them to change many things, you know, even if you are a woman and so many things are happening in your community and you're not participating. What you are participating is all about politics, abusive politics and all that. You're not changing anything. You're not being valuable. People who are valuable, they're doing the exact thing that they were elected for, especially in that position that you were elected for. You should be doing something. You should be doing something. Just imagine that you are just there and you don't have a vision, you don't have anything. You're just in that office for the 5 years. Na ikifika 2 years to general elections, watu wanaanza kusimama hapa nje kutuambia unajua nimekuwa nikiwapigania. Ukimuuliza umetupigania aje na hakuna kitu anakuambia. They are all about their own interest, not the interest of the people. So devolution, by the way, talking about devolution as to some counties, they have really benefited a lot because of the good leadership that and the kind of people they elected into power, especially back in 2017, 2022 again, and even today, from 2013, 2017, we've really elected people, and it's gone 15 years down the line, and this is the 19th year, and again we haven't seen any impact that much compared to what we saw in the last 10 years when we didn't have the what the devolution. Now my question is, if really people who came out with this idea of us having the counties into place in the new constitution, and them having that office, and they saw it was good that because the representation was to be equal, so that people can really go and have a dialogue and talk about the interest of their people, and again come back, represent them well, come back with feedbacks, come back for the forums, especially those public forums which we are not really experiencing currently. We are just hearing that kulikuwa na forum, but forum kitambo nakumbuka kuna wakati wa barazas zilikuwa zinaitwa, and mtu angechukua microphone na tembee vizuri na ongee. And again, kama umeona kweli watu they are engaged at their work, si muorganize kitu inaitwa hata online platform hawa watu bana. See, the country is actually headed to 2030 vision. So it means that we actually moved from analog to digital some years back under the CS communication. Then that was Honorable Okengo. That is Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So he did that. But again, now after changing to that, why can't you really implement such kind of things? Because most of the people currently are online, and actually the people who are really sumbuaring you, they are the Gen Zs. We are actually up to a task of asking for accountability. We are the same people who learned under Fred Okengo Matiang'i, and we saw how accountable we were, especially in our examinations. And we saw how fast it was and how slow it was, especially with our accountability. And that's why we are really too much into accountability, especially with our leaders currently. And we are asking, the current leadership, you should really show us a way. You should show us how you are doing it. You should show us the changes that we need, the changes that we are actually fighting for. So if you're a citizen currently and you are in a county and you're not enjoying anything, then it means you are marginalized. Yes, you're marginalized. Because in a county, it has to be balanced, because they used that kind of, so that we have a development which is growing in a sequence, whereby kama na Kisii itakuwa ina grow in this kind of, Nakuru ina grow in this kind of. Sasa imagine kwa hizo miaka 19 sahi under the county leadership, kama county haina stadium kufikia sahi for the last 19 years, then it means your governors have been squandering the money, because that is one of the things. Kuna county fulani hapa jirani yetu na Nyamira County, mko na governors wamekuanga kutoka hapo nyuma hadi saa hii hamtai kuwa na hata stadium bwana. Kwani a county ambayo imekuwa governed na governors for 19 years hajai kuwa na idea ya nini ya stadium? So does it mean kwamba awange ongelea kitu kama hiyo? Because they should be having a stadium which is really kwani wao wanafanya forums zao aje, especially the sports wanafanya aje? I was even shocked hata wakati wa decoration, naona mtu ameweka kibanda fulani kambao na ni government. Mnatuangusha sana, mnatuangusha vibaya sana, because actually we want an accountable government. Sasa ndio tumekuwa tukiongea about the national government, but today nimeamua tu niongea about these counties that we are seeing today, si ndio? Ati Nyamira County on its own, by the way, haina hata roundabout. the entire Nairobi County haina hata roundabout. I mean not Nairobi, Nyamira County, our neighbors hawana hata roundabout. Sasa acha roundabout, lami huko. What is wrong with Nyamira, by the way? Because that's what I try to see nikiangalia. Hadi ninasema kweli enewe Nyamira iko na governors, ndio. Governor anasimama, anaomba tu kitu, anaweza omba tu ni mortuary. Na hiyo mortuary by the way mlipewa. Mortuary mlipewa hizo miaka zote. Mlipewa hizo mortuary. By the way, sometimes you have to laugh because it's really laughable. Sababu kama a old governor inazomba. Yeah, of course ndio, it's one of the way ya kutengeneza pesa in the county. But again sasa hata hospitali, by the way, hospitali mnaheshimu huko Nyamira ni gani? I'm talking leo nimeamua tu nimeongelea stories za Sakaja, nimeshuka kidogo, nimekwenda kwa the Gusii region. Sababu unajua hata mliponyanganywa hiyo mambo ya steni ya railway, unajua alienda kuangalia akasema enyewe watu na si hawana hata hospitali. Mtu hata akikuwa mgonjwa sasa hiyo hospitali zao, by the way Nyamira County simwandike tu hapa your referral hospital huko Nyamira ni gani? Ni gani by the way? Ni gani? Kama sasa ndio mnapata university ya kwanza. Imagine for the last 19 years ndio mnapata university moja. And you still believe in that government. I'm not really campaigning against a governor, but I'm trying to ask about accountability. How have you like nini mkienda kwa hizo forums mkienda kwa hizo forums huo mnaulizanga nini kwa hizo forums? Because what we want is an accountability, and again people who can really push their governors for development and for so many things, because actually we need to have a government whereby we are enjoying the fruits. We are enjoying good governance. We are enjoying good infrastructure. We are enjoying so many things. Yes, that's what we need. KISII iko na teams. Sports, when it comes to sports, sijaisikia hata na mira by the way. Shabana iko hapa, iko KISII. Na the government is trying to fight. I'm not saying that the governance has been good, but anyway, to some point, kuna vitu zenu naweza peana credit. I'll come back to KISII and what we are seeing. Not that I'm going to skip. We are going to talk about it. Yes. Sasa, in Nyamira, let me say what is wrong with Nyamira. Nyamira, if you were to wake up today, ungekuwa na barabara mzuri. If you were to wake up today, mungefikiria hata the next governor nani. If you were to wake up today, hata munge propose hata stadium mungekuwa wapi. Sababu kufikia saa hii, yani hadi saa 2 saa 3 town center yote mzima imefungwa my friend, imefungwa. And that is a county that should be running 24/7 county na within CBD. Hata huwezi pata gari eti ni ya state sasa inapanga kutoka huko kwa Nairobi. Ni ngumu sana. Wengi wanatoka hapa KISII. You know, it's really discouraging. It's discouraging. So people in Nyamira County, you should really come out and start talking. Start talking and start asking for the accountability in your county. That is what we are actually urging you to do. That's what we are praying and we are asking you to do. Okay? Well, get back to Nairobi before I finish with KISII, because today I had so many things about Nairobi. Tumejua na tumeona kwamba governors wote wamekuwa wakiulizia ugavana in Nairobi. They've been asking for, nikiingia kwa mamlaka tabadilisha hiki na hiki, tabadilisha hiki na hiki. Nairobi on its own, you've as well been fighting the national government alone. We're not fighting the county government. The county government has been so reluctant. The county government has been to a point where we can't really understand what is wrong with the county government, and we can't tell what is really happening, especially in that county. But what we're asking is that the county, the Nairobi County is a capital city. And what I'm trying to see in Nairobi County is what some people cannot see, is what many cannot see. But let me say it. Okay. If the government, rather the government, demolished that market of Gikomba, if indeed there is a plan of improving that Gikomba market, well and good. Because at the end of it all, now it's time to be honest. At the end of it all, we need really a developed country, and we need modern markets. But if the strategy was to grab the land and to take it, then Nairobi is doomed and dead. And again, let me continue to say, if they are going to check on how these people are going to be compensated, especially for those people, and maybe after they are done constructing, if they are constructing that market in Gikomba, then it means that they should really see a way of compensating these how do we call them, these businessmen and women, so that they can come back and feel at home in Gikomba. Tusikuwe na watu ambao maybe kama hiyo market inatengenezwa watakuja kuambia wasee, unajua lazima unipe kiasi fulani ndio nikuongelea pale. Let us have, because that market has got a chairmanship and the leadership on it, then watengeneza list ya those people ambao wamekuwa wakifanya biashara pale Gikomba, so that wakati hiyo market kama itakuwa imetengenezwa imeisha, those people get back their positions in that market and they continue doing that stuff. So if indeed that your was really okay and you plan to make a modern market in Gikomba, then have the list of those businessmen and women and see how they will be compensated and see how they'll get their places back once that market is completed, and find a strategy on where they will find a place to do their selling and stuff, because we want the Nairobi to grow, because okay, as much as you know, the demolition ni kama it's ni kitu ingine tunasemanga ni kama ni kama demonstration, because wakati business hajafanya pia mtapata haki yenu ambayo tunahitaji kila siku ifanyike, so that we can run the government and run the counties hii ambayo tunaita ni taxes. So I know you can do it, and again there is a pinch. So that is when I'm being honest with the county government. Now, something else is that this same governor, rather the other governors who have been in Nairobi, they have been seeing the same major problem, and it is really funny that we've experienced a lot, especially during the reign of Honorable Sakaja, during the time he has been leading Nairobi. And Nairobi being a capital city, it is our interest. As much as I can be from KISII, Nairobi, Nyamira, Narok, wherever, it is our county of interest. Is it growing? Because wherever it's growing, wherever we are not facing problems, then it means that it is as well attracting so many people into our country, and again we are going to do some foreign exchange and so forth. So, and again we are inviting for several people to a country. So they would want to see some good things in a capital city, because once someone lands in JKIA, you will have to come along into Nairobi City. So we want Nairobi City to look much better. much better. So that is why everyone is always interested. Hata kama siishi Nairobi, nitakuda Nairobi, nitatravel Nairobi, nitajua kitu kiko Nairobi na nitafurahi kwa sababu jina Nairobi likitajwa nafurahi kwa sababu niko Kenya na hiyo Kenya ni mimi ninaishi pale. So I'll be glad seeing that Nairobi is growing. So Nairobi is our interest. As much as you're not in Nairobi, as much as you're a Kenyan, as much as you are living in Kenya, the interest of Nairobi should be at heart, because we wish Nairobi should be the biggest city that will be in the history of the world, because we want it to be compared. Hatutakuwa tunaongelea Singapore, we want our Nairobi, because actually people are happy talking about Singapore. Yes, and its capital city. Yes, they're happy. But now what about Nairobi and Kenya? Where are we? Because we want it to be actually be a talk for to other countries and for a season. You know, we want it to be a chapter on its own chapter. We have how Nairobi we developed. Sasa inaweza develop aje? Na sasa governor wa sasa ni mzembe, because in the 4 years what has he done? Ni kutuambia hizi chapo milioni natengeneza hapa chapo feeding program and so forth, but again tukiangalia hata hiyo mashine ya 1 million ya kutengeneza chapo za 1 million ilikudanga by the way Kenya. That is what I asked last week na sijapata jibu by the way. Hiyo mashine ya kutengeneza chapo, hiyo mashine ya kutengeneza chapo milioni zene Ruto akiwa kwa gari huko juu alipromise akasema, unajua nisikia Sakaja akisema, mheshimiwa, naomba tu nisaidie kuleta tu mashine ya kutengeneza chapo milioni moja. Tukatumia hiyo clip sana, na by the way, do we still have, and with the way Ruto loves launching things zenye ameleta, hajaleta, because he should have really launched it. Angekuwa ameilaunch kabisa, tuone kwamba hiyo ya by the way, tungekuwa na hiyo machine ya kutengeneza chapo za kama 1 million in a day, then we were to be happy, because sasa ingekuwa hata our capital city ingekuwa kwa history kwamba Gavana Sakaja, courtesy ya the honorable President William Ruto, the 5th president, he brought in something called chapati machines, which is used to make 1 million chapati in a day, or rather in some hours. Then ingekuwa story ya kuongelea, but again hadi saa hii hiyo machine haijai kuja na tujui vile ilienda, na hata hiyo program sijui kama inaendelea ama iendelee, because niliona vitu na zingine zinaendelea Nairobi in a way that some people are really unhappy with how things are really run. So there are so many things to talk about, and there's so many things to handle, especially in Nairobi. So Nairobi, you should look for a governor who is ready, one, to develop the county, two, to ensure that the drainage system is really worked on tirelessly, whereby hata hii maneno tutakaa hapa hata hakuna mutaro. You know what really forces a lot of floods in our roads ni kutokuwa na drainage system nzuri. So uliona tu wakati ameona pressure imekuwa mingi, ndiye anakimbia kwa kutengeneza drainage. Sijui kama aliachia njiani ama zinaendelea, but the Nairobians, you should be telling us, but I have got good informers wananiambia bado jamalizika. So wewe maliza hiyo kazi. Kama drainage system ni shida, tengeneza, because we can't be really experiencing the same problem in Nairobi, whereby we should be having a capital city which is actually used as an example in other counties, rather in other countries. Unasikia Rwanda, mtu wanaenda huko wanasema Rwanda ni kusafi sana, Rwanda ni kusafi sana. You know, even whenever I was in Nakuru, I experienced some good work. Na Nakuru nao kuna place inaitwa sijui Bondeni, ndio kuna shida ya insecurity, of which sijui insecurity itaisha lini, because sijajua kama walienda wakaihandle, but I wish that the government inaweza bado ikihandle. I'll still ask, I'll get to know what is happening, especially in Nakuru, in terms of security. Security matters are really another problem that we need to really look at, especially as a country. So I'll finish by saying, in KISII, Unajua kitambo ilikisi ya ungekuwa unapigwa ama ukiongea vibaya juu ya government, especially the county government. Sasa hii wenda uongee vibaya kwa hii county, jamani, unaweza gonga vibaya. That's the truth. So in Kisii County, the freedom of speech is really diminishing. Inaisha kabisa. Yaani uongea tu vibaya, utagongwa pia vibaya. That is really the same thing that is really happening in our Kisii County. So we need to really check on it, because as much as I can have my own interest, my own opinion in Kisii County, you know, until this problem is running, it's really growing. You know, insecurity it starts in that kind of a manner. Unakumbuka Christmas, because of watu walianza kupiga guns zikaingia in Kisii County. Christmas watu walikuwa wanapigwa hapa na panga na unaonyanganywa simu bwana, until this thing was actually covered by Citizen TV. Hiyo maneno ikaishaisha na ikaisha hivyo, because Kisii nayo never wizi na hiyo mambo mengine huwezi kaa nayo sana, huwezi kaa. Wewe kama wewe ni mwizi na umeiba, you may be knowing what I mean by saying kwamba huwezi kaa. Now I was finishing. Sorry, I went to a certain call and needed to finish with it. So in Kisii County, we are facing a lot, and especially in Kisii County is not really a lot, because in terms of development, the people who are really whom we should check on for accountability are the MPs and MCS, because they are the people that we are seeing around here. And with the management of Kisii County, they know what to do, especially the people, and they know what we are facing as a country, and what we are facing as a county, because I think I was walking along, you know, there's this road from Daraja Moja all the way to Getare. That road has got as well a problem of drainage system, and it should be worked on. You know, such kind of a stuff is not really maintenance and cleaning those mitaro, the drainage system is not something that we should be debating about, because at the end of it all, if the waters that we are seeing in those drainage system are going to increase daily, we're going to see most of the cases are going to be ill, and they'll run to hospitals, and hospital beds will be really full, because we want to reach that extent whereby malaria is really affecting everyone within Kisii County, because the drainage system are full of water, and the water is really stagnant, it's not really moving. So it means that the county should work on it, especially in totality, whereby we'll see movement of water, and again the drainage system is really working, especially in Kisii. And basically I was talking, rather I'm talking about the JOGOO road from Daraja Moja to all the way to Getare. We need such kind of a stuff to be done, because it's something that is really easy to do, and if we are going to stay reluctant, then we are going to see many people being really ill, and we'll be recording so many cases of illness. So finally, I'll just say this. Come 2027, elect someone who is responsible, mature, and who is visionary. One people who can really run a county, run run a senatorial seat maturely, independently, even without asking for the backup of other politicians, but they can come out independently and say what they have done and what they have not done, and the reasons to why they are actually hindered from doing it. Actually, I heard this morning from the interview where Cleve was being interviewed. That is the MP in Nyamira County, Cleve Kisiaro. Is it Kisiaro? Yeah. And he was being asked, why is it that you people, you are saying that you should an ally to the president for some development to come to your place? And actually, he gave something which is really so nice that it really amused me when I was hearing that. He said, whenever a Kenyan citizen goes to a polling station, especially during a general elections or even elections, if they are actually electing a certain seat, it is not really attached that you have to select a president come, because those papers are separate. They are separate. And when they are separate, then what comes here is that when they are separate, you do what you are supposed to do. You elect them separately, their boxes are separately, so it means that their powers are differently and they work differently. So it doesn't mean doesn't need actually your support to someone and so forth, such kind of a stuff. So that is it. Otherwise, I wish to finish right here and to say thank you so much for following. This is Brother Isaac Lenard. I'm blessed to have you here. If you need to share anything with me, and if you need to have some engagement with me, in my description you have got my number, my person number, my till number, even my bank account number. God bless you. See you next time, and we'll talk about politics.